one of the issues that I was having with my old computer was that it had this really weird thing where the keyboard was like acting up, and I would like press a button and then it would just keep pressing that button over and over again. So if I hit the A key, then it would just like have like a million A's show up on my screen and it wouldn't stop. And hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Hi, my name is Brooke. I'm a 28-year-old remote tech employee, and on this channel, we like to talk about all things personal finances and getting better with our money. It is already the end of March, which means it's the end of Q1. That is so crazy. There has been so much going on in my life in the past month, which is why there hasn't been a lot of videos on the channel this month. But I am excited to get back in it and share with you my April budget. I am using my new laptop that I bought. We'll talk about how I covered that. And we are going to dive right into my April budget. I'm using a little bit of a different format than I've used in the past. So I hope you all enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this new format. And yeah, let's get into what we're doing with our money in April. So we are here in my April budget. So let's go over how much money we're making and where all that money is being allocated this month. I am a zero-based budgeter, which means that everything that we bring in the month is going to be allocated to our different funds. And so it should equal zero in this budgeted category here. That's how I like to do it. It's a very easy way to keep my money in order and also to make sure that I'm not overspending or anything like that. So our income this month is our normal income, no extra paychecks in this family. We just get paid twice a month for both of us, so no magic months, unfortunately, but we do have my extra pay that I get from adjuncting. We also, in our bill summary here, everything is pretty much the same from month to month, except this month we do have to pay our pest control. So our pest control is a quarterly payment that we make, and I'm actually going to be moving over some money each month going forward after this month into our annual sub fees. So then we'll just pull that money out of our annual sub fees fund each quarter when it's due, instead of having it live in our bill summary and cash flowing it each month. And that's just a way for us to spread that cost out over the year. And so that will be about $30 a month extra that we'll be putting in our annual sub fees sinking fund so that we can cover this. Inside of our expenses, our groceries each month for the two of us are $600, and this includes all household toiletries, things like that. I don't take those out. I combine that all together because usually when we're buying that stuff, we're also buying it all at the same place, either Aldi or Target or Walmart. And so to me, it just makes sense to have it all in there. Gas and transportation, I budgeted $185. We really haven't been going over our gas and transportation budget. I thought that my new car might be more expensive on gas because it has a bigger tank, but gas prices have been relatively good in the past few months, and we don't need to fill up as often as I thought because the car gets pretty good gas mileage, and because I work from home, I don't drive that often. So we usually just use it to drive on the weekends, and doing this budget of $200 has been more than enough, so I brought it down by $15. Giving, we are Christians and we believe in giving to our church and to nonprofits. So each month we do that, and I just block that out for privacy. We have therapy, so we go to couples counseling. We also go to individual therapies. Mine is covered by my work, and we pay out of pocket for our other therapies, and so that covers that. For our gyms and subs, this is our catch-all bucket for things that we have, including our gym membership to Planet Fitness. We have some subscriptions in there like Netflix, like subscriptions that we pay on a monthly basis. My husband recently switched from Audible to Libro FM, and I recommend that you do that if you're on Audible because Libro FM is basically the same service. It costs the same amount of money each month as Audible. However, when you buy from Libro FM, they actually support a local bookstore in your area, and so you get to choose which bookstore you want to support. So I really like that because we're still buying the products that we want to buy, but we are supporting our local businesses in the area. And for me, that's like very important to us, is that we are supporting our local community, buying local and that kind of stuff, because there is a lot of things in our life where we have to buy from like the national brands and stuff like that. So anytime that I can support a local business in my area, I choose to do that. In terms of our spending, we have personal spending each month, so we can spend on this And don't feel guilty about taking it out of the rest of the budget because this is allocated for each of us, and that is $150 a month. We don't have any special travel going on in April or anything like that. Just normal, staying at home, doing work, that kind of stuff. So we're just keeping it at our normal $150 for each of us. Then we have our guilt-free spending. This is at $495. Guilt-free spending for us is any joint guilt-free spending that we do. So if we go out to restaurants, if we go to a movie, or if we do anything like that, that goes into our guilt-free spending. If we host a dinner club and we buy ingredients specifically for that dinner club, usually we'll put that in there as well and not in our grocery budget. And that's just a good way for us to still feel like we have money to spend even when we're reaching our different investing and savings goals. And on our other, we just got a buffer of $17.79, and that number is just so it'll balance out to be a zero-based budget. Our savings and sinking funds are one of our most important categories, and so one thing that I like to think about when I'm thinking about my savings and sinking funds is I like to treat it like a bill. This is an important thing for me to be saving money for each month. So I put it into my budget as a line item, and all of this money goes towards our future goals. So our long-term goals are our emergency fund, our health and wellness fund, and our house fund. So for our emergency fund, we're looking to grow that to $15,000 by the end of the year. We did have to take some money this month out of the emergency fund and put it into a new sinking fund that we've never had, but I wanted to set it up for a while. And it's the reason why I have this new setup, because I'm using my new computer. I did put an unboxing video on my channel in the shorts just because I thought it was like a fun little thing to do. So if you want to check that out, I will link that short in the description. But it was just a little fun thing. And I felt at first guilty about doing this because, oh my goodness, this emergency fund is meant for us to really spend on emergencies. But one of the issues that I was having with my old computer was that it had this really weird thing where the keyboard was acting up, and I would press a button and then it would just keep pressing that button over and over again. So if I hit the A key, then it would just have a million a million A's show up on my screen and it wouldn't stop. And for me, as someone who is a coder and I am teaching coding classes and stuff like that, I need to have a computer when I'm working on my personal computers that is reliable and I can code on and I can help my students with. So it was an important purchase for me, and I did buy a refurbished one because I like to buy things that are refurbished or lightly used, just because there's a lot of waste in the tech industry, especially with people always upgrading their phone, always upgrading their computer every time a new system comes out. And, a new system comes out every single year. So that's a lot of tech waste. So I like buying refurbished items. I like buying secondhand items. And this was certified refurbished from Apple itself. So I was able to get their warranty still on it. So I'm really happy with my purchase, and it's going to hopefully last me for a good long while. And I'm going to take very good care of it. So that's why ultimately in the end, I did feel okay with moving some of the money from our emergency fund into a new tech fund and then start building that up. So when my husband needs a new computer, or if we need to get a new phone for any reason, we can pull from that instead of having to feel like we have to pull from our emergency fund. To make up so that we can still reach that $15,000 mark at the end of the month, I did change how much money we're putting in each month to reach that. And so that's why that's reflected here, $515. For a gift fund, this is for any gifts that we buy for family, friends, and also this is our Christmas fund. So we don't have a separate Christmas fund. We just have it all in this gift fund. And so whatever money we don't use by the end of November into December, that's what we will be using to spend on for Christmas. For our car maintenance, this also includes our car insurance. So we put in enough money to cover our 6-month policies. If you pay for your car insurance every 6 months, you usually get a discount on it. And so that's what we do. So we set aside our money, and then every time it's due, every 6 months, we just pull from this car maintenance fund. We also put a little bit extra on top of that, just so we have extra money for doing anything like changing out brakes or getting new tires or anything for the cars that we need. In our health and wellness fund, our goal here is to reach an amount that equals our high deductible. So we both have our own individual high deductible plans, just the way that it worked out with our companies. We're both on our own individual healthcare plans. And so we're saving up money into this so that we can cover both of our high deductibles. And then once we do that, we will be set and we won't be adding to that health and wellness fund unless we use the money. So that's what we're doing. And so by the end of the year, we won't have to be putting this money aside only for when we are restocking it to make sure that we stay at that goal of having our high deductibles covered. In our vacation fund, this is $250. We are going on a couple of vacations, but they're not till later in the year. So I feel good with the balance that we're doing here, and we should be all good to go. We're going to the beach in June for my husband's birthday, and we're also going to be doing some other trips in the fall. So I'm excited for that. Our annual sub fees, like I said, these are all of the subs that we pay for on a annual basis or a quarterly basis. So this is where our new money is going to go into starting next month for our pest control. And this also covers things like ring insurance, our HBO Max we pay annually. There's some different like random fees that we pay, our credit card fees we pay annually. So I just put them all there. Last but not least is our house fund. And so in our house fund, we are setting aside enough money because we want to move in the next 2 to 3 years. We currently own the home that we live in right now, but all the money that we are putting into this account, one is to go to any maintenance that we need to make on the property before we move, and also to cover any of the closing costs and any of the moving costs. We want to hire movers to help us with getting into our new home and stuff like that. So we're saving up money for that. Our new tech fund. So this, we're just going to start putting in $50 a month. I think that's a good goal for right now, and then hopefully we will be able to bump it up if we get any bonus money or any extra money, so that when we go to buy our new tech, we don't have to be pulling from the emergency fund. So next is our investment section. Investments are very important to me because we are young, and so if you start early, that means that you give compound interest time to really grow your investments to a high level, and so that's what we're doing here. So in our investments, we have two main objectives. Our first objective is to max out our Roth IRAs, and so this year the limit is $7,000, and when you use your Roth IRA in retirement, when you go to pull that money out, you don't have to pay taxes on it because you've already put in your taxed money into it. So that's a really nice benefit of using a Roth IRA versus a traditional IRA, is that when you're in retirement, you don't have to pay taxes on any of that money that you pull out. And so we just put in the amount of money that you need each month in order to max it out by the end of the year. Our second main goal is into our joint brokerage account. And this year we have set a goal of investing $10,000 into our joint brokerage. This is just an after-tax brokerage account, so no special tax gains or anything like that. It's just an after-tax brokerage account. I am trying to only sell gains once they get to long-term capital gains instead of short-term, because they are taxed at different rates. And if you hold your investments until they get to long-term, then you pay a lot less in taxes. And finally, let's talk about our debt. So I have a whole debt confession video on my channel already, so make sure to go check that out to learn about what debts we have and how we're paying it off and like our strategy for that. But for our debts, we have my husband's student loans mainly, and we have my car loan. So my car we bought last year, and I'm so excited because we are under the $6,000 mark, which is so awesome. And so this month we're going to set aside $700 to that. And that should hopefully make us pay that off within the year. So I'm really excited. I want to get that paid off by the end of the year. And I also make shorts about every time that we put money towards it and how much money we have left and how much money we need to keep contributing to reach our goal of paying it off at the end of the year. So make sure to check out those shorts. I really like making those shorts. They're really fun. And then our student loans. So my husband has about $26,000 left of his student loans. And so all of them are pretty low interest rate. They are all 5% or less. However, I just feel like if we can get this debt paid off, our goal is to be debt free by 30, at least in terms of our non-mortgage debt. So our mortgage, we're not really planning on paying it off right now early because we have a low interest rate, a really good low interest rate, and also we're looking to move in the next 2 to 3 years. So it wouldn't really benefit us very much to go ahead and pay it off early. But we do want to pay off our student loans and our car loan. And so that's what we're doing. So we set aside $1,000 each month to my husband's student loans, and that means that we are paying that off in an aggressive way. And then once we pay off my car loan, we're not just going to be putting $700 extra back into our monthly budget to spend wherever. We're just going to roll that up into our other debts. And this is called the debt avalanche method. We're paying off debt by the highest interest rate. Our car loan has the highest interest rate. And then once we pay that off, we'll just roll out that money into our next debts with the highest interest rate so that we can keep the momentum of paying it off. So I'm really excited again that this is under $6,000 because we started it off only paying it in November of last year. So already in like 5 months time, I feel like we've made really great progress on it, and I'm excited to be car debt free and own my car outright free and clear. Thank you so much for watching my video. Let me know in the comments below the type of budgeting that you do and what you think about zero-based budgeting. And I'm so excited for April because April is financial literacy month. So I'm excited to make a couple of shorts about different financial literacy topics. So make sure to follow along for that. And as always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in another video. Bye, y'all.